Welcome to Apartment Luxe, where luxury meets imagination.
This $100 million high-rise apartment does not dominate the skyline through force. It captivates it through light, refinement, and precision. At the crown of the building, the architecture subtly transforms. The uppermost levels curve and facet, inspired by the elegant geometry of an evening clutch. The presence of Jimmy Choo is not announced. It is understood. Inside, the arrival feels immediate and cinematic. The main corridor unfolds like a private gala entrance. Polished stone floors shimmer with fine aggregate, catching light as if dusted with crushed crystal. Walls are composed of faceted panels, softly angled, champagne-toned, and rhythmically spaced, creating a sense of movement even in stillness. The secondary corridor refines the mood further. The palette deepens, becoming warmer, more intimate. Champagne metal transitions into brushed platinum tones. Faceted glass panels line the walls, layered with translucent textures that scatter light delicately across the space. Then the apartment opens fully. The living room reveals itself as a vast couture salon suspended above Manhattan. Floor-to-ceiling glass stretches across the entire facade, allowing daylight to pour in uninterrupted, transforming the space into a luminous volume. The skyline becomes a backdrop, softened by distance, while the interior remains the focal point. Multiple seating zones are arranged with deliberate elegance. Plush, sculptural sofas, upholstered in soft champagne and ivory tones, float across polished stone flooring. Accent chairs shimmer subtly, their metallic frames curved and refined, echoing the fluid lines of couture heels. Tables appear like jewelry pieces, glass, stone, and metal layered with precision, each reflecting light in a slightly different way. Above, a series of grand chandeliers descends through the volume, not singular, not ornate, but sculptural, composed of crystal-like elements and elongated metallic forms that catch daylight and fracture it into gentle highlights. They do not sparkle aggressively, they glow. The effect is atmospheric, editorial, and unmistakably luxurious. The dining room continues seamlessly from the living space, maintaining scale and luminosity. A long sculptural dining table anchors the room, its base formed in elegant curves, finished in champagne metal and translucent stone. The tabletop appears almost weightless, polished to a flawless sheen. Chairs are tailored and graceful, their proportions elongated, their finishes soft yet unmistakably expensive. Above the table, a linear chandelier installation stretches the length of the room, composed of suspended crystal forms that feel suspended in motion. Light moves through them gently, casting subtle reflections across stone and metal surfaces below. Dining here feels ceremonial, poised, designed for moments that matter. The kitchen emerges as a continuation of this refined glamour. High-gloss cabinetry reflects daylight like a polished jewel surface. Metallic champagne finishes outline each plane with precision, while stone islands feature crystalline veining that glows softly under natural light. Hardware is minimal yet exquisite, scaled like fine jewelry rather than utility. Nothing interrupts the flow. Nothing distracts from the composition. Across these public spaces, the apartment establishes its identity clearly. The first master suite opens like a private dressing room before an evening event. The space is expansive, calm, and beautifully composed. Walls are wrapped in pale stone and softly reflective panels that catch daylight without glare. The bed sits low and sculptural, dressed in layered champagne and ivory textiles, its form elegant rather than imposing. Metallic accents trace the edges of furniture and architectural seams, subtle, precise, unmistakably couture. Here, the language of Jimmy Choo becomes personal, not performative, intimate. The adjoining bathroom glows like a jewel box. Polished stone floors reflect light upward, while faceted glass and metallic surfaces scatter it gently across the room. A freestanding tub rests at the center, smooth and sculptural, surrounded by champagne-toned fixtures that feel more like jewelry than hardware. Every reflection is controlled, every surface deliberate. The second master suite shifts the mood into evening elegance. The palette deepens. Brushed platinum, warm metallic tones, darker stone. The space feels dressed for night without ever losing daylight clarity. Lounge seating appears near the windows, positioned for quiet moments above the city. Textures layer beautifully. Soft upholstery, cool stone, shimmering metal. This is glamour with restraint, confidence without weight. Its bathroom is theatrical in a quieter way. Crystal-inspired lighting elements hover above long stone vanities, casting refined reflections across glass and metal. The mirrors do not simply reflect, they multiply depth, turning the room into a luminous composition of planes and light. The third suite is the most serene, bright, open, and almost weightless. Pale stone floors, gentle metallic trims, and sheer layers soften the space into something tranquil, yet undeniably luxurious. Here, glamour becomes calm. The suite feels like a private retreat designed for restoration, where luxury is expressed through clarity and balance. The walk-in closet becomes the emotional heart of the private wing. This is not storage, it is presentation. Shelving systems framed in champagne metal rise, floor to ceiling, edged with glass that catches the light delicately. Shoes and garments appear curated, elevated, treated as couture artifacts. Mirrors expand the space endlessly, while soft daylight turns every surface into a quiet reflection. It feels ceremonial, reverent. Beyond the private suites, the apartment widens again. The office is refined and confident. A sculptural desk in polished stone and metallic finish anchors the room, facing the skyline. Walls are layered with faceted panels that catch light subtly, reinforcing focus and clarity. This is a place of decision-making, but without heaviness, authority expressed through elegance. The gym introduces a different rhythm, bright, sculpted, disciplined. Equipment appears custom, finished in soft metallic tones and deep neutrals. Mirrors amplify repetition and form, while daylight sharpens every line. This is not about wellness, it is about precision. The bar is pure after-hours glamour. A sweeping counter glows softly under daylight, its surface polished and reflective. Glass shelving rises behind it, layered and faceted, displaying crystal and metallic accents like art. Seating curves gently around the space, inviting conversation without crowding. It feels like the calm before an evening begins. The terrace opens the apartment back to the city. Stone floors extend outward, cool and expansive. Metallic detailing frames seating and architectural edges, catching the sun against the skyline. The city below sparkles, but the terrace remains composed, an elevated vantage point designed for presence, not escape. This is where the apartment explains itself. As the residence settles into stillness, one truth becomes unmistakable. This is not a themed apartment. It is not an interpretation. It is a world shaped by light, refinement, and authorship. A $100 million New York high-rise where glamour is architectural, luxury is luminous, and couture becomes